Anyone who has ever played Deadlock knows that Infernus is quite strong right now, or some might say utterly broken. Every single bullet builds a damage over time that can reach 15 damage per second baseline, with upgrades pushing that much higher. And it stacks while you're shooting at range. This is wild. Afterburn passive is extremely strong right now. According to official tooltips in Deadlock, Afterburn applies a 3-second burn that does 15 DPS. Each bullet adds 9% bullet buildup, while headshots do 14%. The upgrades at one skill point reduce spirit damage, so not only does it do a bunch of damage, it also has some tanky aspects too by making you do less damage. The second point adds 1 second of burn, and then the third point adds plus 30 DPS, which is a huge damage increase. Players are noticing serious discrepancies. One reporting taking 450 burn damage over 8 seconds when tooltips only predict 25, which is incorrect and should not be the way it goes. Let's break down why this is so broken. So currently we are in a gun meta, which is super favored towards characters that have guns, have good guns, and so Infernus is kind of the... what's the word? He is a main culprit of this because not only is his gun extremely good, he also does a bunch of spirit damage with his afterburn, which is applied from his gun. So you build your gun, you do more afterburn, you do more spirit damage. So it's kind of this character that you have to build spirit armor and gun armor. You can't just build one of the two armors. Like, let's say you're going against the Yamato and she's building a bunch of spirit. You just build a spirit armor and then, wow, she's not as effective. But against Infernus, not only can you not run away, not only do you do less spirit damage, you have to build into gun. You need to build stuff that's going to help you against gun damage and stuff that helps you against spirit damage. It's a very... it just eats up a lot of your slots, basically. Another thing I want to talk about is how people have started using items to amplify spirit or afterburn as well, which wasn't really a big thing. People have been starting to buy, what's the word? They've been buying escalating exposure, and since the afterburn ticks so fast, it applies it very, very well. And so you can invest just a little bit into spirit. You can invest one... you should really think of it like this. You invest one item slot into spirit, and not only does this hugely increase the amount of damage that the afterburn is going to do, but with something like ricochet as well, it's going to apply this escalating exposure debuff to the whole team, as well as a minus 25% spear resist debuff to the whole team. It's kind of thinking like, what does this character not have? And so I have a couple fixes here that I want to talk about on how I think that Infernus can get this reduced. So I would definitely cap the build-up rate, and I would make it higher, and I wouldn't increase it for headshots. I would say already having more damage on a headshot is enough of an incentive to shoot for the head. Obviously, you're always going to shoot for the head. So not only giving him more damage on the headshots, but also applying burn faster will help some of these bad matchups. Like I've been playing Mo and Krill recently, and he's not very good into Infernus because his head hitbox is very large and it's very easy to hit. So it makes his matchup into Infernus extremely awful because Infernus can apply the burn to that character so easily, as opposed to like a Vindicta who has a skinny hitbox and a small head. So yeah, that is one way I think that they can nerf the afterburn a little bit. I also think they just need to get rid of the minus 25% spirit damage when you're burning. That doesn't really, that doesn't really fit to the hero fantasy of his character. That doesn't really make any sense, and it just gives him not only this ability that also is super damaging, does a ton of damage, and is hard to get off of you, and like makes him hard to duel. He also makes you, it's like an inhibitor. He just has a 6k item built into his kit, which I don't think is very interactive. I don't think it's fun. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. Yeah, I also think Infernus is going to... he needs some nerfs along with the gun nerfs that characters get. He will fall down in the rankings a lot, so I think that will be good. That would be perfect for nerfing this character. Is just going to be changing up the gun items, which I think we will have very, very soon. Mark my words. I think the gun items need nerfs. I think INFERNOUS needs nerfs. I think Haze needs nerfs. Not Haze, but it might not need nerfs. But yeah, I think that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. Afterburn is OP. INFERNOUS is terrorizing lobbies. So let me know what you think in the comments if you agree, disagree. So yeah, let me know.